Welcome to the EQ Video Tip. I'm your host, Eric Forsetter, and as always, thank you for watching another great edition of the EQ Video Tip. Before we jump in, let's review the goals of EQ Video Tip. What's on tap for this week? Well, we have a great article written by Maggie Seaver about how to avoid conflict at a family event, but we're actually going to take a subset of that and talk about how to become a better storyteller, because Maggie feels being a great storyteller is a great way to interlude conflict that might arise in a family event. But let's focus on how to become a better storyteller first. Let's jump into the 4 tips that Maggie has for us. Tip number 1, hook them in, or get a hot lead, something that's going to grab their attention, that's really going to intrigue them, that they want to listen to. For example, you're never going to believe what happened to me today, or I can't believe these people actually did this. Something that's going to grab their attention and snag their attention so that they want to listen to you. Remember, it's really important to grab their attention so that everyone wants to listen. Again, hook them in as tip number 1. Tip number 2, set the scene. Let the story develop and get the characters that are there as well. For example, I just started with, you're never going to believe what these people did. Well, there was a family of 5 people. There was a mom, a dad, 3 kids, and they were running through the airport. It was crazy. They had sweat dripping down their faces, and I could see them carrying their luggage, trying to dodge traffic. Again, set the scene. Real emotions. The dad was losing his pants as he was trying to grab his suitcase as it was running into different people down the aisle. Different things like that, but make sure you're setting the scene so you can develop the characters so that people want to listen to that as well. Tip number 3, bring it home. How did the story resolve and how did the personalities feel within it? Well, as they were running along, these people were coming so fast, I saw that they were going to hit this little kid who was just standing in the way and didn't even notice them as the stampede of a family was trying to make it to their plane. So again, setting the stage and then bringing it home. So what did I do? And we'll get to that in the next tip. The last tip. Bring the story home and close it out, make it as personal as possible. I saw this stampede of a family coming down the aisle, and I also saw a little kid standing there on the floor, not paying attention, about to be broadsided in the middle of the airport. So what did I do? I grabbed the kid, snagged him out of the way as the family charged off to the gate. Little things like that make a huge difference. Make sure that story is something that everybody wants to hear, but again, keep the personalities in there so that, again, people know what happened to you and what happened to everyone else as well. Hopefully that story helps you out. That's a wrap for this week's EQ video tip. Remember, to be a good storyteller, you've got to set the stage by hooking them, setting the scene, and then bringing it home. And of course, at the end of the day, keep it as close and as personable as possible, but take your time in setting the stage for that story as well. Use these tips to help customize your story wherever you're telling it, whether it's family, friends, or your coworkers. So that concludes our EQ video tip for today. Try incorporating some of these tips into your daily routine. But remember, use what works best for you and personalize it for yourself. Thank you always to our great research team for providing us with some great tips today. As always on EQ Video Tip, we want to end with gratitude. So thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Here are some resources that you can use if you want more information on EQ going forward. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you.